All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Truck Scene Podcast, Episode 2. It's going to be where we're talking about everything in the truck scene. I'm your host, Eric. Whether you're a diehard enthusiast or just starting out in the scene, this is definitely going to be the place for you. We're going to bring you insider stories from the people who helped shape the scene, talking about best truck shows and obviously the brands we all love to wear and rep. Each episode will bring you exclusive interviews with legends of the truck scene, like our boy Tripp here. And if you like what you hear, make sure you tune into the live podcast. Stay connected by following us on social media. The handles are up above. You can see my personal one and also the Rollin' Reckless one, the apparel brand. And on that note, today's episode is sponsored by Rollin' Reckless apparel brand, truck lifestyle brand with some of the best merch in the scene. Check out the website, rollinreckless.co. I'll put it down in the comments for you guys, and make sure you give them a follow on social media. Today's episode, though, we are going to go ahead and dedicate it to Amber Harris. From all of us here in the truck scene, we love you. We miss you. It was a rough weekend. I know for a lot of us, I hadn't known you that long, only a couple of years, but you were one of the first people that I met in the truck scene. You were honestly like my mini trucking mama. Like, took care of me at every show, always having good conversations and laughs, bringing me waters when I couldn't get out of the booth and stuff. I miss you a lot. I'm glad that I got to spend last weekend with you and really have some good conversations. I know everybody else misses you and stuff. So definitely rest in peace, Amber. I'll just give a quick moment of silence for her real quick. All right, let's go ahead and get started with today's guest on the show. And today's episode, we have none other than Tripp with us. So Tripp, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, who you are, where you're from, and what do you drive?
Tripp with the Freakin Weekend Show from Mobile, Alabama, and currently building a bodied 89 B2200 LS swapped. So hoping to have that out by last resort. So not driving anything right now, but it's close. It's getting close.
You still got the SUV I saw at Mini Nats?
Bang bus. Yeah. It's the promo truck for now. Little audio build from the boys at Amplified Design. Just something to be obnoxious with, loud with, get some attention with.
Yeah, I saw you skating that thing down there. So what's your tie with Amplified? I always see you posting them and all that stuff. So how do you connect with them?
Kyle's my brother, man. He's been, since I started doing shows, he jumped in super early. He was just starting out as a vendor when I was starting out promoting events, and we're about an hour and a half away from each other. He's in Slidell, I'm in Mobile. He came out as a vendor on my first show, Mobtown Showdown in Mobile, and then we just been attached to the hip ever since. He's an A1 day one, man. Anything I do, he's attached to it. So sponsor now, he's the title sponsor of Freakin Weekend. Like, he makes the show happen for us, and he handles all my audio stuff on a personal level. And when I want stuff loud, that's where I send it to. Kyle's nice. The whole crew over there.
Oh yeah, you originally from Mobile, or are you from somewhere else?
Yeah, I was born and raised in outside of Jackson, Mississippi, in Pearl. Yeah, relocated here about 8 years ago. My wife's family's from down here. Best decision I ever made. Like, just all around. The truck scene down here is a good time. The scenery down here is a good time. I mean, I love being on the coast. I mean,
yeah, you're central to a lot of shows down there. It's a good spot to be. I had a lot of friends that lived out in Mobile, and I never got the chance to live down there. But that's always been an option for like my job to get stationed down there and stuff. And I was like, man, you're close to everything down there, just a short drive.
That's the best part of it, man. I got kids and stuff, so like I can jump to New Orleans, jump to Orlando, Atlanta, wherever, like within like a relatively short amount of time, 4 or 5 hours.
Yep. Yeah, that's legit. Yeah, you're not even too far from like Texas shows and stuff, really, like compared to where I'm at.
I make it to LST in like 6 hours, 6.5 hours. Like,
yeah, that's nice.
It's an I-10. Like, I live right off I-10, so it's a straight shot to most places. I can make it to eastbound, get down one way, and LST the other way. So.
Yep. Dominic, what's up, man? What's going on? Yeah, it's a good location to be. That's what I was trying to, because I'm moving next summer, so I was trying to base it off of like the picks that were available for me for places to move, and I was basing it around truck shows. I was like, what puts me closest to everything? I had some good picks on there. I don't know. I'll find out in March, but I put down picks in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Northern Florida, and Tennessee. So I'll probably end up with one of them. They had Mobile actually as an option on there too. I didn't put it down, but that's an option for me.
It's a good time. The outskirts of Mobile is a good time. Like, just the general area is good, and like it's a good time down here, especially like if you have a family and stuff, and especially if you like truck shows. Like, there's tons of them down here.
Yep.
So,
What's up, man? That's good. All right, let's talk about first build. What was the first build you ever did? Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just the first vehicle you modified that sticks with you.
I'll just say the vehicle I started Freaks with, and I had a '67 Ford F100 that was bagged.
Nice.
Built 390 big block. It was bagged on some Steely's patina. I sold it like 2 weeks after I finally finished it, and I built it for 3 years. But that was the first one I had. I still got everybody that are close friends with me in the club still bring it up anytime somebody posts like a bagged F100. Like I get tagged in it. So
Yep.
wish I'd have hung on to that one a little bit longer, but I was looking for more of a highway driver that I could bounce around the shows in, and that just wasn't it. But that was the first one.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I definitely had some trucks built, and then one of them, actually, my truck in Texas, 3 weeks after I got out of the shop for a year, someone bought it at a show.
I finished it, took it to Battle in Bama, 2017, maybe 18, 19.
Nice.
And I sold it, I think 2 weeks later. I traded it. I traded it for a bagged OBS single cab.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a single cab guy. I love it.
I'm not built for single cabs, but I do prefer a single cab.
Because you're fucking tall.
I'm 6'6", so I'm building a Mini right now. So,
bro, you're like almost a whole foot taller than me.
Oh, dude, I'm building a Mini right now. I'm building an extended cab Mazda. So we got some scoot back going on and trying to cram an LS in it also. So it'll be the first Mini I've really had. So we'll see how 6'6" fits in a Mini truck.
He says you're definitely not built for a Mini. Yeah, I can rock a Mini because I'm only 5'8". I don't need much headroom for that, but yeah, you're fucking tall.
We're gonna try to stock floor it and keep as much headroom as possible. So TBD.
Yep. Yeah, you're gonna have to do that.
Right.
All right, so let's go. How long officially would you say you've been in the truck scene, and what made you join it?
I think I'll say I got heavy in it when I got into the club. Like when I started, I hung around the club for about 3 years before I actually I had a vehicle to try to join with, and so call it 8-9 years now that I've been like heavy in it.
Yeah.
And since I started promoting events, I've gotten obsessive over it. I try to go to if I can make it to an event, I'm gonna make it. I try to go everywhere I can from East Coast to West Coast. But I'd say the heaviest in the last 5 years.
It's hard work as a promoter because you gotta go to shows whether you're bringing a vehicle or not, and just slinging flyers and handshakes and rubbing shoulders.
And I've kind of cursed myself because especially with this event is we're promoting the party event. So I kind of have to be on all the time. Like I can't just go sit at a tent and mope around. I'm also like high functioning ADHD, so I can't just sit around. I'm bouncing around anyway. So it's not the worst case scenario, but like I can't just go to a show and hang out. Like I gotta bounce around, like as you saw at Mini Nats. Like I gotta be in the middle of something. So
dude, I don't think I sat down for more than like an hour at Mini Nats. It was just go. Talk to this person, talk to that person. I still didn't even get to see everybody there.
So what's up with the truck? How much more you got on it?
I'm picking it up on Friday morning.
I can't wait to see it at Freakin Weekend. It's gonna be a good time.
Done. It's supposed to be done.
Done?
So yes, it was supposed to be done in April. It was supposed to be fully finished and unveiled at Mini Nats, but we just kept like adding more shit to it. Ran into a couple problems on it because it's so fucking custom that I mean, like when you're doing all that shit to a truck, like something's not going to fit, something's going to go wrong, something's got to get adjusted. And so I'm picking it up Friday, supposedly like done. I'm still gonna give it back to him in December. So basically I'm gonna pick up the truck, I'm gonna keep it until December. I'm gonna go drop it back off with Justin. We're gonna redo the clear coat on it, and then I'm gonna add like some like green like firewall paneling, like some little bitty touches like here and there. But I saw a video of it yesterday. He's got like all the rock lights underneath. He said he was putting on all the drag blocks underneath it. He got the whole bed in, so the bed's all like nice, like stained wood and like lime green paneling and stuff, so it all matches. He was cutting the side exits for the exhaust, and he was finishing up like wiring the stereo or something. But truck runs. It wasn't running at Mini Nats. It wasn't running in Atlanta for Seasons in the City. It ran for Southeastern Truck Nationals barely, but we had like a thermostat issue, so it was overheating like really quick. So I limped it into the show and limped it out and gave it right back to him. So he's had it for about 5 weeks now, getting it all buttoned up.
But black? Or are you painting it? You keeping it
No,
satin
I'm
black?
keeping it satin black. I might do like some old school like pinstriping or something on it, like just something cool. I like the old school looks. I like satin black and like really bright colored frames and
Yeah,
accessories and stuff. So
you killed that with that bright ass frame and wheels. So I like that a lot.
appreciate it. That thing is crazy. Like people were tripping on it at Southeastern Truck Nationals because I had the bed all open and stuff. And it's like that's what I want the focus to be. If I have some like wild ass paint job on it, it's gonna take away from the frame. And that's why I kept the interior simple. I kept the exterior simple, and that way it's all focused around that frame and the motor. We put a lot of work in that motor. So
Yeah. No, I think you
gonna
did great on it, man. I think y'all killed it. I love that truck.
appreciate it.
And
That shit's fun to drive.
I'm ready to see it, like see it done. So
it's fun, man. It is loud. Like sounds like it needs to be on a drag strip.
probably does.
It's crazy.
It's a 6.2 in it, or
No, it's a 5.3 deck to 5.7.
oh really?
But yeah, we got it all done up with like headers and freaking. It's all cammed and everything. Like
Sure.
it rocks for a little truck. But I'm not gonna get too crazy with it until I can find a set of spare rear tires for that thing though. Because if I pop them, I'm in some trouble.
Those are like 12 or 14 wides in the back.
16 wides.
16 wides. When's the
They're
first
24
coming out for?
They're 24 by 16s. I got 405s on the back, and Pearlie's not making those right now. So I either got to find like a China set of tires that is replicated, or I got to wait for Pirelli to reload another set of those 405s because they only release them like every couple of years or whatever, like a batch of them. So I got to find them. The ones I have on the rear now, I couldn't find any anywhere from any dealer. So I found a set on eBay and they taxed my ass for them. But those were the only two that I could find.
You need to get with Pirelli and stockpile a couple sets.
We reached out to them directly and they didn't even have any that they gave us. We reached out to dealers all over the country. I found a set on eBay and some dude was like, basically, I know what I got. Here's the price. So I paid for them. But
yeah, you did.
Yeah. So I don't want to fuck up the truck. So I gotta find. I found a guy in North Carolina though. He sent me a picture. He's got 4 of them sitting behind his shop, and I was like, "Yo, name a price. I will come get all 4 of those with a trailer right now. Like, give them up." And he didn't reply to my DMs after that. And I was like, "Man, like, why are you gonna send me pictures of them and say they're available?" Yeah. And then I say I want all 4 of them because I would have turned around and sold those other 2 to somebody else. Right? Because I get people asking me all the time, and I'm like, "Dude, I got mine. I had to get them off eBay."
Yeah,
but. It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't want those problems.
Yep.
When's it coming out? What shows you coming to with it?
Well, I'm picking it up Friday on the way to Dropped Out. So okay, cool. that's like the main. I always wanted to go to Dropped Out because I've never been before. But that was the main reason why I'm headed out towards Tennessee is because the truck's in Granite Falls, which is 7 hours from me, anyways. But that's only 3 hours from Knoxville. So I figured if I'm going to be out there, might as well scoop up the truck and then go hit a show real quick for a day and then scoop back all the way to Virginia side or whatever.
Over there, man. I've heard good things about Dropped Out. I wish if I didn't have such a busy schedule from now until my show, I would try to scoop up there. But I try to dial it back in August just because I got so much stuff piling up.
Everybody said it's a fun show. They said it's on the smaller side, which I don't mind. I like smaller shows and stuff anyway, so it won't be too crazy.
Right.
They're like, if you've never been, come out at least like check it out, have some fun. I'll get to show the truck off a little bit and then bring the truck home with me. And it's going to sit at home for a week, but because then September, October, November is fucking crazy. I got C10 play date the first weekend of September. Then I'm going to Sumo Speed in OBX on the 14th, which I think Glenn might scoot out for that, he said. And then we got Scrape Fest right after that, going there. And then I got a local show the last weekend of September. And then we go right into C10 Nationals, C10 Fall Revival, Dominion show, the Dominion C10, and then right into Rebellion right after that. So it's like, I think I have like 8 weeks straight as a vendor back to back to back.
Right. Yeah.
Which is crazy.
As soon as I get done with ours, I'm going to try to dial it back and disappear for about a month. So we'll see how that goes.
He says, why you got the COVID cough. Yeah. Y'all got to give Tripp props, man. He's sick as shit. And he's on here. Bill, do you see do you see the comments? There's like a comment section that you can.
No, I can't see them on my end.
You can read comments. Yeah, he says Tripp with the COVID cough. Jen says I'll be at Dropped Out 2024. Yeah, maybe I could actually get you to take some pictures of the truck this time. I had her booked for mini nats. I was like, man, truck's gonna be done. Let's take it down to Ghost Town, get some good photos of it, and then the truck didn't run. Jennifer Rickard.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, I was gonna do this whole photo shoot with her, and then the truck didn't even turn on. So that didn't really work. It says, can I be part of the podcast one day? Yeah, man. Of course.
Yeah,
All right. So
I'm on my phone, so we're good.
yeah, the thing I like talking about on here, obviously, is clubs, and you're in
Sure.
hands down one of my favorite clubs. I had a good time with them last weekend at Attitude Check, man. Like they were,
That was the boys, man. That was
they
Andrew and all them.
they party. I don't have to say, like, I hang out with a lot of the different clubs, like especially like RA guys because they're building my truck and everything.
Sure.
I got a lot of friends in NC and stuff, but man, your club, like every time I see them, they're partying. They're good people. They always treat me really well. Like I would get down with them for sure.
Yeah,
So let's talk.
We're a party club with a truck problem, dude.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. So
yeah.
For anybody that doesn't know you or know the club you're in, tell us what club you're in. How did you find them? How did you join them? How long did it take? And maybe even like a little insider scoop, like what was the process for you to actually get into the club? And is there like steps to it or tiers to it? Like you start off this and that.
So I actually, in the area that I was in, there wasn't a chapter. There wasn't any clubs at the time. And we had a member who is now in Tennessee relocate to that area, started hanging out with some people that I was close with. They were all in the scene already. So they developed a chapter there, which I hung around with. And typically the process is you hang around until your chapter decides you're ready to start the process of joining a club. And it's more like hey, is this person a fit for us? Are we a fit for this person? Because it's not for everybody. I mean, clubs in general aren't for everybody. Ours in particular is definitely not for. It's not for everybody. Like it's a certain breed of human, which fits in with us. And I mean, so it's just a trial process to see who fits in where. So I hung around, quote unquote, hung around for 3 years, roughly until I had a vehicle that was even anywhere near a club qualifying vehicle. And then I started the petitioning process, and that's a minimum of 6 months. I think I did right at a little over 6 months, and then I got logoed in September of 2019, which next month is my 5-year anniversary.
Damn, congrats.
Yeah, so I was in the Central Mississippi chapter forever. I relocated to Mobile, and there wasn't a chapter down here, so we started a chapter down here 4 years ago or 3 years ago. And nice. So we have a chapter down here now. I'm still really close with the Central Mississippi chapter. And 2 months ago, I became the East Coast Worldwide Regional for the club. So from like essentially Louisiana east and all the way north, so the whole East Coast, all the way to Louisiana, a regional rep over. So, and that's about 2 months ago. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I see Braxton on here. What's up, Braxton? Craig's in too. What's up, Craig? Cool. So as far as like you said,
before we move on, you're talking about Craig. I saw Glenn Brown.
Yeah, the fixer
down here today.
Yep.
Slid over there and hung out with Craig. Didn't even check in and say what's up to the boy, and snuck back up to the house without even.
He tried to play it off too, like, oh, look who I ran into. He did the same shit to me like last weekend. Oh, when I was at Attitude Check and he went up to Jersey, he's like, I just drove right past you, and I'm like, damn, you couldn't stop and
I seen
drink a beer or say what's up.
He posted a picture with Craig, and I texted him. I said, you sneak down to Mobile, you can't even say what's up. And he's like, well, I just made it down to the house and this and that. And so cool. Yeah. But I did see him make it down to town today, and go say what's up to Craig. So
Glenn don't ever tell people when he's passing by. He'll text you when he's already passed you and be like, oh, I was just by you.
No, he don't like me because I'm black, and that's fine, and that's fine. But, I told him, I'll see him in September. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Glenn on here shortly, so I'll have to yell at him for it. But he said he's coming up to Outer Banks mid-September for sumo speed. So I was like, dude, I got 4 vendor passes, so hook you up with one. You don't even got to help me with the booth. And he's like, all right,
Glenn's the man.
I'll be there.
I love him to death. He's the absolute man. So
he's funny. I just want his gold terminal takeover chain. I like that thing.
I got one hanging up in the other.
I know.
I know.
I was like, where the hell did he get those? I'm about to make a big ass rolling reckless one.
Yeah. I had a guy down here 3D print me one for my last event. I hadn't made one for Freakin weekend, but
yeah, that thing is fucking massive.
Yeah.
So, all right. So with Freaks, do you have like I guess like build requirements because you said till you got a club worthy vehicle. So do they actually have requirements on like types of vehicles that can get in or what you have to have done?
It is it was founded on mini trucks and bag vehicles. So I mean that's still kind of where we, that's our bread and butter. That's our sweet spot. I mean, there are minimums, there are requirements you have to meet to be a member of the club. Some chapters have higher standards than others. Some areas have higher standards than others. But we were started as a mini truck club, and we're still predominantly a bagged vehicle club. I mean, that's the standard. I mean, we got some exceptions to that rule. Like we got some stuff in Florida that's like really crazy lifted stuff, and some crazy bikes and stuff, and some crazy hot rods that are in. But like it has to be of the highest quality to get to that.
Yeah.
But the standards definitely come up over since I've been around. I mean, Freaks had a reputation for years, and I mean the standards definitely a lot higher than it used to be. So
standards can get crazy too. Like I was in Team Billet for like 5 years, and the standards in that club were wild. Like,
yeah,
like I mean, you had to have some money into your truck, and you had like mandatory shows you had to attend. You had to attend a certain number of shows every year. Do you guys have anything like that where you have to be at like certain shows or a certain number of shows a year?
Yeah, so like some states and some chapters will have mandatory shows. Like my chapter, my show's mandatory, but mainly because they work it. It's a club event. But like some chapters will have mandatory events. Like the state of Florida has a mandatory event. Like some states, kind of set that up. But like as a club, like we have a minimal. You have to hit X amount of shows a year, X amount of distance away from your house. Like you got to get out of your backyard some. But yeah, we have some minimums for that.
What happens if you can't hit those minimums due to family or work or whatever? Is that excused or?
I mean, the minimums. I mean, the bare minimum is that you got to hit 4 shows a year. I mean,
that's understandable.
I think that's a pretty if you want to be active in a club, like that's a pretty low bar to set. Like that's the least you can do. And obviously, like if you got stuff going on, or you got family, kids, all that's first. Like we're not about to kick anybody out because they missed a show because their kid was sick. But like at the same time, like if you want to be active in the club, it's kind of part of it. It's a truck show club. Like it's based around going to truck shows.
Y'all were deep in Maggie Valley this year.
Yeah, we come deep to that. We maybe book out 2 hotels plus some every year. That's a big event for us.
Man, when I walked down there, when we drove the bug down there, I was like, holy shit! Like
I don't even have a head count. It's like that every year. Those 2 hotels are like that every year. If you want to find us, that's where it's at.
Yeah, I'm definitely coming down there next year. Just partying down there.
I got an Airbnb offsite this year, so we'll be up the road a little bit behind the sandwich shop this year. But I'll be down there. We'll be down there.
Yeah. Okay. I'm right down by the Joey's Pancake Shop this year. I got an Airbnb right off the strip, like a couple cabins or whatever. Yeah. But I'll drive the C10 down to the lodge this year and party. Yeah, that shit was fun.
Yeah, it's always a good time. I mean, we'll have petitioner stuff going on, and then the stuff you saw was all kind of voluntary member stuff. But
that was wild. I thought they were forced to do that. Like, oh, you're a petitioner, you got to do this. And then I saw them like competing for money, and I was like, oh, they're doing this out of the goodness of their heart.
Yeah, those dudes volunteered for that. They asked for that. They wanted that. Those are logoed members. A lot of those dudes with like some tenure. A couple of those guys are like chapter. Like those guys are not like low on the totem pole guys necessarily. They volunteered for it.
Yeah,
I mean, some of them might have been peer pressured a little bit, but like they all guys that didn't have to do that.
Shit, y'all even had a possum out there.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Somebody had a possum runner. Yeah. I don't know whose that was. I kind of caught a glimpse of it. I was tied up.
It was I forget that girl's name or whatever, but she came up to me and she's like, I know you from social media, and I was like, yeah, maybe. And then I was like, is that a possum? And she was like, yeah. And so I was like, holy shit. But she does like some kind of animal rescue type stuff. Or like she had a super cool story behind her. And she's like, yeah, I take this thing everywhere. And I was like, that's pretty badass.
Actually. You saw the crowd that was there. Like it gets kind of hectic pretty quick when that kind of stuff's going on. So I kind of saw and heard like, hey, there's a possum over here. And like I saw a chick kind of walk through with it and then walk back out. I was tied up, but like I did see that there was a possum. I actually forgot about it. That is not a standard at that club event. It's like possums and shit. But
I forget the name of it. I forget her name. I'd have to look her back through my DMs or whatever. But she was there, her boyfriend or husband or something, and they were talking about all the different possums they have and how great of pets they actually make and stuff. Like there's whole history of possums, and I was like, I never knew that. Oh, and that you can own a skunk or something she was talking about. And I was like, that's crazy.
I'm a career exterminator. Like pass on all that. I have no interest. My kids got some rats upstairs in a cage. I have no interest in being part of it.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. But since we're on the subject of shows, let's talk about first show you ever attended. What was it?
Scraping the Coast. I'm from Mississippi. scraping the coast was standard. Like that,
Yeah.
in my opinion, like through my teen years and growing up, like you went to scraping, that was the biggest show of the year.
What year was that you went?
I don't know. I think I found a shirt the other day, like a 2010 or 2012 scraping shirt.
Dang.
I was always a big fan of scraping. And still, I mean, I went this year. I'm still a fan of it just because of what it is. But like old school scraping, like hanging out on the strip watching trucks, like it's hard to beat it, dude. Just for me,
OG show.
Yeah, people from Mississippi, like that's just like got a lot of people into the scene. Like, hey, us were going to scraping, and like Dad built it. Like that's where it came from, and it's kind of a staple. So
I'm gonna try and get down there next year for it. I think I'm gonna try and hit that one, and then Bama. I'm gonna go down to Bama next year.
Yeah,
for sure. I was worried because they stacked dates with C10s in the city. Well, C10s stacked on them, and I was gonna go be a vendor at C10s in the city because like my family, they all live in Atlanta, like College Park area and Fayette area and stuff. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go hit both those, and then they stacked dates, and I was like, shit, man, like,
what's the dates for Bama this year? Is June into May?
Yeah, it's like the 27th or 28th through the the 1st or whatever, and then C10s in the city was the 31st. So I was like, man, I don't want to have to choose between both shows because I wanted to go down as a vendor for both of them. But I talked to Craig, what was it, yesterday, and he said C10s in the city is changing dates, so hopefully C10s doesn't stack on anybody else's dates at least because I'm gonna do mini Nats and then I'm gonna go up to Braxton's show. And then right from there, I'll go to Bama.
Right. Yeah, I should be out there next year. I don't remember something was going on this year. The problem is, historically, it kind of lines up with our club anniversary, which is like mid-May. And so, like, we always do like a club trip where we'll take a cruise or whatever. And it's kind of always bounced around that a little bit. Was this year it moved. But I had something, I forget what was going on. And plus, the event moved from right outside my door to, Talladega. So it was a little trip. But we had some people out there.
Everybody said the venue was dope though.
Like, yes, Talladega, bro.
Yeah. It's a speedway.
Craig's just bullying people at this point. Like you can't compete with that. Like that show's incredible.
And you got two massive shows together.
Yeah, then now it's Talladega. So it's dope. I'm gonna make it next year for sure.
Yeah, it looked dope. How many shows did you attend this year, you think?
Bro, I couldn't tell you. I started. I mean, I think I've tried to hit like one major show a month. Yep. I mean, I did Eastbound. I did Forbidden Fantasy and Laughlin. I did. I mean, I've done probably 15, maybe, not including like smaller stuff like our club in Central Mississippi, our chapter up there. They do a monthly cruising. I've hit the last two of those. Yeah. Obviously, Mini Nats, LST. I'm going out to a day to remember after SEMA, one of our club events. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I stay pretty busy. I try to hit, call it 12 big shows a year. I'd like to hit a major or at least a decently major show a month. Theoretically. Yeah. So obviously September I don't do much. In August, like my birthday is this weekend, so like I kind of chill out in August. Yeah. But September I kind of chill out, just getting ready for the event. Danny Jordan said he hit one show this year. Yeah. But yeah, I try to hit one a month in theory. This year I'm dialing it back at the end of the year. I think I'm going to A Day to Remember, and I'm going to Last Resort because that's the first show I think I'm bringing my Mazda to. I'm 99% sure I'm taking my Mazda to that. Yeah. And then Grand Finale got postponed, so yeah, I'm probably done for the year. I'm tired. Yeah.
I'm gonna try and slim down next year to just pretty much one show a month. I've been at 2 or 3 a month every month this year, just as a vendor, so I can grow the brand or whatever. But next year, I'm dialing it back down to just one solid one a month. And
I say that every year, and then
it doesn't work.
Like insert the shows already, insert the events that my event, and then I got a friend of mine that like plans a vacation once a month. So between his wife and my wife, like, oh yeah, we're also going to the Bahamas for a week and stuff like that, or we're going like taking family vacations. So like outside of shows, like I'm busy, like travel a lot. And I say every year I'm gonna dial it back.
Yeah, it's
2025. I'm dialing it back.
It never works. I know. Clip it. I say that shit all the time. Never Never works. I just keep adding shows. Like I'm already building my 2025 schedule, and I'm just like, man, how am I gonna do one a month in it? Because there's like 2, 3, 4 in every month from January leading up to June so far. I'm gonna have to pick and choose. It is
what I hate about it is I got so many friends that do events that like kind of stack and like schedule wise. Like DJ Mays is like a great friend of mine. Always supported my events. DJs every event I do. He does a show that I've never been able to make it out to. Hate it. It's usually hard for me to make the Spark show. And Adam Tripp, also really good friend of mine, and them at the Hammer Crew, going next year. But I'll try to make that one.
I registered my truck for Sparks this year too, and the only reason I backed out of it is because I got Slipknot tickets in Maryland, so I went there instead.
I saw you were out there
because I was like, dude, I haven't seen them in 5 years. I got to go. Sure. I was like, but I supported the show. My truck's registered for it. It'll be there in spirit.
Respect that. We're taking we try to do like a boys trip with like the club, and we used to do LST. This year we're kind of trying to make a heavy club push for LST, so we're relocating the boys trip. I believe we're doing Sparks. I think that's the plan as of right now.
That'll be good.
All right, I'm trying to read your comments too. It's not
my Braxton says, don't forget Kicking It KY Splash presented by Mini Trucker Magazine 2025. Yep, that is coming up. That's the first weekend of May. It's like the 2nd and 3rd of May, I believe. Sparks is an awesome show, great atmosphere. DJ Mays is there too. Yeah, he's everywhere.
Yeah, like, dude, if I was to try to like just follow DJ Mays everywhere, I'd be broke, bro.
Yeah, well, because he gets paid to go to all those shows
for sure. But also, he still has to travel. He's done every event I've ever put on, and like it's like 12 hours for him to get down here, and then he's Friday to Sunday. Like that's a lot of traveling.
That's a hike. It's got to be hard work, like being out in the sun, spinning all day and stuff. Like that's got to wear on you,
bro. He's chilling.
I don't know. That's rough. So since y'all obviously do a lot of stuff as clubs and stuff, do you guys have chapters in pretty much like every state, or at least like all the coastal states and stuff? Or
no, I mean I think I have 31 chapters in my region. I don't know a member count or a chapter count total offhand, but we have them in most states. We have in some states we have multiple. I think we have we have 3 in Florida, we have 2 in Alabama, we have 2 in Mississippi, we have like 6 in Tennessee.
Jeez.
And yeah, we have multiple chapters in most states, and then I
know y'all have a North Carolina chapter because I know some of them dudes.
Yeah, it's good people over there. But yeah, we have, and then we have some members that we have some Australian guys that are part of the club, and so I mean,
shit.
Yeah. But yeah, we have. I would say we have members in most states. So
nice. How'd y'all get an Australian chapter?
Before my time, bro. I've seen the guy, like I've like communicated with him. No idea. That's way before my time.
That's crazy.
No idea. I know.
Does he come out to shows in the States or?
Bro, again, I know he's there. Like I know we represent Australia in some form or fashion. Like I have a club pin from Australia.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you his name off the top of my head. I could get it, but yeah, we do have representation there in some form or fashion.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What's your favorite show to attend each year? And you can't say your own.
Mini Nats. It's not even close. Even if I could say mine, it's Mini Nats.
Yep.
Like it's the staple. Like Jason and them, they put on Mini Nats. Everybody else is competing for 2.
Oh yeah.
It's not even close. We have members that like I have some really good friends of mine from Cali that like first year this year they flew out. Like we rented a house, we hung out, they've heard the East Coast talk about, hey, Mini Nats is the shit. It's the best show. And they came out this year, and by like Saturday at lunchtime we were eating, and they were like, hey, we'll never miss the show again. Like Jason puts on like that shouldn't even be on the list. That's the question you ask people. What's the best show? You can't.
Besides Mini Nats.
Yeah, because Mini Nats is the best. It's easily one, and it'd be hard to name top 3.
Yeah, I love the location it's in. Like, I wish the location was bigger though, because that show would be. I don't even know how big it would get. Like, It's crazy, but there's so many people that come down there for it. It's fun.
It's the best. Like, and I tell people all the time, like, go once, and then just find a place and just have a standing booking for life, because you won't. I don't know what it would take for me to skip that event, but it would be a lot.
Yep.
Like it would,
Yeah,
it would be an act of God to make me miss that show. Like
that's pretty much where I celebrate my birthday every year. Like that is my birthday trip.
right.
Like I'm not even gonna miss that show to go take a birthday trip somewhere.
Like if somebody was asking you your favorite show, it's
Mini Nats.
Mini Nats.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's Mini Nats, and it's not even close. Yeah.
Yep. I would say behind Mini Nats this year though, my favorite show that I've done this year besides Mini Nats would have been Southeastern Truck Nationals.
Yeah, I don't know where that's at.
It's in it was in Nashville in Tennessee. There was like 1,700 trucks there.
Yeah.
I can't even count how many vendors or anything. Like it was all like GM Chevys, badass show. But I mean, it took me like 4 hours just to walk around that show. And it was a lot. Like I'm definitely going to go back next year. I went this year. I took the truck down and put it in the Square Body Nation booth because I just wanted to see it as like a spectator this year. I'm going back as a vendor next year. Like the foot traffic there was crazy, and they don't even really do awards or nothing. There was like don't quote me on it, but like 8 awards or something for 1,700 trucks. So people are going there to like show off their shit and have a good time. They're not there for awards and all that. Yeah,
we're just going to kick it.
Dino's is the one show. That's my bucket list show.
I'm gonna say you going like.
I want to go.
Make the trek, bro.
Glenn's been hitting at it. He keeps saying like, "Let's convoy out there," and I'm like, "You're full of shit. You're full of shit. You're not gonna go." I'm like, "If you're serious, let me know. Like, I will either fly out or I will convoy out and ride with y'all."
I'll fly and I'll meet y'all there. But I'm not driving out there.
Yeah, that's a hike. Like, I want to fly out there for the weekend and just enjoy it.
What about eastbound? I know you're not too terrible.
I talked to Mike and them a little bit about it. Actually, at Mini Nats, we were talking about it, and they were like, "Hey, come out." And I've never been, so I wasn't sure from a vendor standpoint if it would be worth it for me because it's such a long drive for me to get down, and then hotels and gas and all that stuff. Right. So I need to get with them and get some numbers to see, like mathematically, if it is worth it for me to come down as a vendor. Otherwise, like I would just fly down there and go party and like have a good time.
Daytona's a good time, bro. Like that's another one. Like that's slowly creeped into top 5.
Yeah,
it's usually chilly, but like that's top 5.
I miss Florida. Like I used to go to all the Orlando shows and stuff. Like when I lived down in South Beach for all those years, like I was hitting all kinds of Florida shows. I loved it, but I never made it to eastbound. But yeah, Mike and them were like, "Man, come out. It's a good time." And I've never been, so I at least want to give it a whirl. I usually will go out to a show as a spectator first, or I'll bring like a show truck or something just to see before I'm like, all right, like the foot traffic was there or it wasn't there as a vendor, which there's shows that I love to go to that I'll never be a vendor at because it's not worth it as a vendor for me, but I love just to go like support the show and have a good time. So it just it depends. But all right, so since I'm talking about bucket list shows, and obviously mine is Dino's. Is that your bucket list show, or what's the show you've always wanted to go to that you haven't?
I don't know, man. The last 2 years, I've kind of made a point to just do it. Forbidden was up there. Made that happen this year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm telling you, like in the past 2 years, I kind of made a commitment that I was just, if I wanted to go, I was going to go, like booking flights and stuff.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't have a bucket list show like one that I haven't hit. I got some that like I need to go back to that I want to show at. Never shown at. Like I've never shown a vehicle at LST. Like I kind of dig doing that.
It's fun to do that.
Right.
You just got to be careful down there, like getting your shit stolen or whatever. Like whenever I showed mine, it was always in the American Force Arena. So like I would leave it for the weekend. They would take my keys from me. Truck was safe. And that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'd say at this point we'll call bucket list show the Spark Show because I do love Adam and them so much, and I've never made that show happen. So like we'll put that up there. We'll call that the bucket list just because I haven't hit it. Because I've hit just about every show that I've ever wanted to hit.
Yeah, it looked like it was good this year. Like I was watching actually today at work. I was watching. I was playing around on YouTube and I was watching all the footage from Sparks.
Yeah, my boy Jason and his wife went up there. The guy with the pink D50, they went up there and he was awesome.
Yeah, I really want to go to that.
Comments saying how awesome it was.
Yeah, they had some good video of it on YouTube and stuff because I was on there looking to see if anybody had posted up anything about Attitude Check too. I had a good time at Attitude Check. Like that's
also heard great things about that one. The problem is like
it's a smaller show, but like so I got there on Friday morning. Yeah, Friday morning, and I set up for like vendor setup day, and like It's crazy because there's like not really like spectators that come. It's all just like everybody's camped out there all week, and then you have the show participants that come on like Friday and Saturday and all that stuff just to show their vehicles and stuff. But like as a vendor, like I did more sales during vendor setup day than I do at like some full shows. Like everybody was there, everybody supports the brands. It was badass because there wasn't a lot of vendors. There was only like me, Drop 'em, Driven, Glitzy Garage was there, and then a couple other like smaller vendors and stuff. And so everybody that was there was supporting the vendors. They were buying stuff, hanging out, bullshitting and
So
stuff.
that's kind of the vibe of Last Resort. It's a camping show also, so it's kind of like everybody just mobs in and stays there on site or really close. And it's the same way. Like the food vendors and stuff will be open like 1 a.m. and like it's just everybody hanging out, and then it's like a party at the stage. And it's kind of similar. I like to hit attitude check. Like I genuinely, somebody tagged me and one of our members from PA tagged me, and he was like waiting on Tripp to get here. I literally was like, "Yo, let me GPS it." It was like,
man, it's worth it.
House, and I almost like there was a conversation like late Thursday afternoon. I was like,
it's worth it. Like show up at least like show up on Thursday and then like stay Thursday, Friday, Saturday because it's badass what Joey does. Like he feeds the whole show. Like was it Thursday they had was it barbecue or something like that? Yeah. Friday they brought in a freaking like pickup truck like stacked full of pizzas. He fed everybody pizza. Really? They had the truck limbos, all that stuff. I think Saturday was like tacos and tequila he was giving everybody. So like he makes that show about the people. Like it ain't about him at all. It's like everybody's.
He needs to put that on the flyer. I didn't know all
that. It was badass. Like, yeah, we went down there with free pizza, all that shit. The next night, tacos and tequila and all that stuff. Everybody's down there for the truck limbos. Everybody's down there. I mean, the parties were going until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I heard people partying outside my trailer and stuff. And like, that's what that show is about. Like, it's just everybody just chilling.
Were they in my club or what? Those people that were partying outside your trailer at 3 a.m?
I didn't walk out and see them, but the Freaks guys were definitely having some fun. But it's cool too because like you can bring like dirt bikes and like 4-wheelers and stuff. They've got trails you can ride and all that. So you can have golf carts riding around. I saw people on little 50cc dirt bikes and shit riding around. You got all the trails. You can camp there. I camped in my vendor trailer, but I mean I was walking around and just in the camp section you had people that were like primitive camping in tents. You had people that would rent the campers to get delivered and then they would bring their show vehicle in, stay there. Like you had them all like in little circles of all these little like camper sections or whatever, and they had like inflatable pools set up with big ass projector screens. Like it was a party, man.
Was there is there hotels nearby?
Or not that I know of.
Or pretty much the camp.
Pretty much just a camp. I think there is hotels nearby. I couldn't tell you how close or anything, but like with me, I have my 24-foot enclosed trailer for my C10 or whatever. I literally brought an AC unit, a little military cot, and a little pop-up shower, which I didn't even need because they have showers and stuff there. Right. And dude, I just slept in my trailer and I slept good.
I have an RV, but 16 hours in that joker might as well be 26 hours.
Yeah. Well, what most people did, like they would do that RV share thing or whatever, where they pay for an RV to come get dropped off for them, and they stay there for the weekend, and then they just like they drive home and someone comes and picks up the RV.
Yeah.
Says, where's that? It was at Mr. B's Park in Woodford, Virginia. It's a cool location, man, because it's like way out in the cut. Like
Danny Jordan ain't going if it's outside of Rankin County, Mississippi, just to be clear. All right.
Yeah. It's worth it, man. It's not some crazy big show, but man, it was fun. I had a good time at it. I'll definitely go every year as long as I stay like living here, like near the area or whatever. Because it was only a 3-hour drive for me. And then I'm going for Rebellion. That's only like an hour and a half for me. So I'm gonna shoot up for that. For Scrape Fest, I'm gonna camp out for that one because they got camping. So I'm just gonna sleep in the vendor trailer and makes it a lot easier. But
yeah, that makes sense.
Saves money on hotels. It definitely cuts down the cost of like all the shows you go to and shit.
For sure.
Dropped out. I got Airbnb for that one though, but
well, that's right in Knoxville, isn't it?
Yeah, right in Knoxville. Yeah, so I just rented some little Airbnb room for 2 nights. It sucks though, because like I'm gonna leave tomorrow night like 8 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully get into Granite Falls at like 2 in the morning. I'm gonna pull over to rest stop, sleep in my trailer for a couple hours, meet at Justin's shop at 8, pick up my truck, jam out to Knoxville to get there by 1 for vendor setup. That way I can go check into the Airbnb by 3, and then the pre-party is at like from like 7 to 10. Show is on Saturday and Sunday, but I can't even stay for the show on Sunday because I got a 12-hour drive home that I got to get back Sunday night, at least by like 9 o'clock at night, because I got to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning Monday for work.
No, that's crazy.
It's I'm gonna be hurting. It's
you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it.
It's rough, but I need to pick up the truck. But I do have 2 final questions for you.
All
right. What's your favorite thing about the truck scene? It could be anything.
Just the people, man. I've got friends in every corner of the country that are like family to me that I wouldn't have known 5 years ago if it wasn't for the scene. Like I've got genuine, like great friends and family all across the country just because of the truck scene. Mm-hmm. It's the people. I go to shows. I don't look at vehicles. It's rare that I walk around and look at trucks. Like I'm walking around, running my mouth, talking to people. Like that's as simple as that.
I agree. I agree with you on that one.
So,
all right, and to close it out, we're going to talk about what event do you run. This is your time to go ahead, plug your show, names, dates, location, websites, how to register, if it supports any charities or not, any of your title or host sponsors or anything you have, what types of vehicles are going to be there, and what someone can expect from your schedule of events, because I know y'all get kind of crazy down there.
Yep. Freakin Weekend, Biloxi, Mississippi, September 20th through the 22nd. It's coming up in roughly 4 weeks exactly. It's based at the Harrah's Casino right on Biloxi Beach Boulevard, presented by Amplify Designs. It is a beach party that has very expensive on-site parking is what we're calling it. It's not necessarily a car show. We'll have awards for you. You can show your cars, but it's a party. We have a pre-party Friday night with free food. We have a pool party Saturday night. We'll have live DJ and bars and daiquiris going all night Saturday, and awards on Sunday. It is a family-friendly event, but it is a party environment. You can find all the info at thefreakinweekendshow.com. All of our Instagram, Facebook, socials are all the Freakin Weekend Show. We try to keep those updated pretty regularly. Yeah, that's all we got. Pre-reg closes August 31st, midnight. Get them in, and price goes up.
Okay, so if someone doesn't make the pre-registration, can they register day of at the show?
Yep. We'll have registration open at noon on Friday, and it'll run through Sunday. Judging ends Saturday night at 6 p.m. We will not judge on Saturday. We will not judge on Sunday. You can register at the gate. Price will be $60. You can buy pool party passes at the gate. Those are $10. And merch booth, registration, judging, everything opens Friday, September 20th at noon.
Okay, and y'all got trailer parking down there?
Yep, I got like 5 acres of trailer parking. Bring it. We allow one person to park a trailer in the field, and that's the guy from Severed with the semi. So he pays extra for that. But that is the only trailer allowed in the show field. Everything else we have show parking directly across the street for. We got on-site detailers. We got about 6 restaurants within walking distance. Yeah, we got everything you need. You can park, stay, play. You don't ever have to move all.
And you've got the host hotel obviously that the event's at, and then there's other hotels that people can get around it.
Yeah, there's plenty of hotels around, but we're promoting Harrah's. Harrah's we have a link on our website, freakinweekend.com. There's a link at the top that says book your freaking room. There's a link at the top that says buy your freaking tickets. You can book rooms and buy tickets directly from the homepage of our website.
Awesome.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's legit. Speaking of DJ, there's DJ Mays right there in the comments. Says, "Look at these studs. Look at you, man. I need to get him on here. I always watch him on Twitch. And
you need to get him involved in getting you some tunes for when you open the show up. Man's got a great opener. So
I found his like, what is it, Spotify playlist or something like that. I listen to it all the time. Like I'll be sitting at work. Like in my office, and I always have like his playlist playing and stuff, and all the guys that I work with, they're like, man, you like old school music. And I'm like, dude, this playlist is awesome. Like it's everything on there.
Bro, he's got a bowling alley playlist it's fire. It's like butt rock and 90s rap. It's good shit. I got it on a thumb drive. It's probably my go-to. So
yeah, hell yeah. I always listen to that. Well, good shit. You got any last minute stuff you want to shout out or plug? Any homies, businesses, shows, anything like that?
My birthday party is Saturday. If you're in the Mobile area, my birthday party, Saturday, downtown Mobile. Pull up.
All right.
I said I wasn't going to promote my show, this whole podcast, and I was only going to promote my birthday party. But I'm mad at my birthday party, Saturday. Pull up.
And you're turning how old?
35 years old.
Damn.
Young buck.
Says, well, shit, I missed the Sexy Fest. Yeah, man, I posted it that we were going live at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and
Yeah.
you're an hour late.
Bro, Dizzy's the busiest dude on the planet.
Yep. Well, good deal. Well, on that note, we're going to say that's a wrap for this episode of the podcast. Huge thank you to Tripp for sharing insights and stories with us today. I hope everybody enjoyed it as much as I did. Much appreciated for you coming on. And on that note, if you guys liked what you heard, remember to subscribe to the podcast. Follow me on all my social medias. Make sure you follow Tripp. Check out the website that I posted here in the comments so you guys can get registered for his show. Make sure you guys go out to that and have a good time. And like always, I'm always excited to connect with new people. So don't be shy. Like, my DMs are always open. Drop me a comment or a message if you're interested in coming on the podcast. You don't have to have some fancy truck or some event or some clothing brand. Like, I'm down to talk to anybody on here who just loves being in the scene and has a good reputation in the scene and just come on here and shoot the shit for a little bit. So on that note, thanks again, Tripp, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Appreciate it.